So where did you live before you lived here?
In Taylorsville, Utah. I had a house there for 14 years. And the people owned it, sold it. They gave me a 3-day eviction notice. I went to shelter one night, and the next morning, I'd been robbed. My wallet, my phone, everything I owned, except my pillow was taken from me, and my wheelchair. So I started just eating at the shelter at lunch and sleeping at the airport. Did that for 5 months.
I'm originally from San Diego and lived there on and off most of my life. I was living as my father's caregiver, and then I was diagnosed with cancer. And of course, that made me so ill I could not take care of my father anymore. We were living in the family home. He moved into assisted living. So I was out. So the last few weeks that I lived in San Diego, I was actually camping out in my car. And that was something that was always a horror to me, the idea that I'd be homeless.
Being in the homeless shelter kind of taught me some lessons that I had never had the opportunity to learn before. And one of them was that I did not want to be in a homeless shelter, okay? Anywhere.
Rocky Mountain Community Reinvestment Corporation was formed by the banks back in 1999, primarily to give a platform or create a platform for the banks to do low-income housing or CRA, Community Reinvestment Act qualifying lending.
One of the things that as a bank we need to do is meet community credit needs. Now that's governed under the Community Reinvestment Act, CRA. All the banks get examined. What are the regulators looking for? Well, they're looking for something that isn't already existing in the financial community. If you can go to the secondary market and make investments, well, yeah, if it's qualifying, they'll give you credit for it, but that's not exciting. The regulators are trying to get the banks to push to the edge to increase or improve the access to financial resources by the community.
We're the long-term lenders. We're the guys that step in to take out the construction lenders. And that's probably the biggest message right there to the municipalities, to the legislators, is we are a healthy organization, a lot of bank backing. Every year we have an open enrollment where the banks are invited to issue us a line of credit, and then we use that line of credit to do these longer term deals. We want to service these loans and then make servicing available for other banks that may want to do deals, but they may not have the platform in place to do those deals. What we want to do in the future as RMCRC is to operate in such a manner that there's never any question that we are sustainable, that we will be around for a long period of time.
One of the benefits that I've experienced being involved with Rocky Mountain CRC is that there are other banks that are involved as well. And so we have the opportunity to get together, talk about things, look at what the needs in the community are. That opens up doors for us to work together. And in this community, we actually have a banking community that is very interested in being engaged in a multi-bank fashion. There's a lot of cooperative deals that are done through the banking community. Now, there's still competition. It's friendly. It's the way it should be. But there's also many opportunities where we're able to work together, and then we learn from each other.
Some of the great obstacles that are facing us right now is simply the cost of construction. which is going very high with a limited workforce. However, other obstacles that present themselves to developers these days, especially ones starting, is to understand the affordable housing component, the many requirements and rules, as well as the different funding agencies and their needs. Those are big things to overcome, but there are many experienced developers that can help one in the state overcome these obstacles.
The various different projects that we do and the Rocky Mountain finances, those are opportunities to take people off the street, or to keep them off the street, more importantly, and to make sure that families have some place that they can call home.
Katie, when she finally finalized my my lease agreement, okay, I actually cried because I was in a brand new place and I was alone, and Katie, you helped make this home to me, and that's what it is to me. It's his home, and hopefully I'll be here till the day I die.
And I got in here the very first day because, I mean, there was moving, there was pack. I just cried and said, thank you, God. Thank you. Because if I was not in here, I would be in the street. I would have no place to go. I would be one of those women with a cart and my cat. And, sorry. I just, I thank God every night for this place. I thank you for having it. Thank you.
I'm glad to know somebody's out there looking out for us, because it was hard for me to find housing when I first came here.
There needs to be more funding, but I'm a realist. I understand that there's only so much that can go around, and so really now it's a matter of convincing all of the organizations to sit down, whether it's the communities, the developers, the banks that we represent. We all have to sit down and say, what are we willing to give in order to help address this situation that will just continue to get worse.
We are planning on continuing to develop affordable housing in the state of Utah and surrounding states. We see the huge need for it, as is evident if you go downtown or really anywhere within the state, whether it be rural or along the Wasatch Front. And that is our plan to continue this effort.
The Synchrony Bank has done some analysis as to how we can best meet affordable housing needs in the community. And one of the ways we can do that is through our participation in Rocky Mountain CRC. We really look forward to a long-term relationship with the organization, and are grateful for the opportunity to participate in different ways, not just financially through the pool, but we have people who participate from a volunteer standpoint in different aspects of Rocky Mountain CRC, and we see a great relationship there and have a great desire to be able to continue that. As I've sat down and had the opportunity to talk to people and find out what their need is and see what they came from and what their hope and their desire is, the reality is that that's pretty much the same American dream that I think any of us have, is to have a place that we can call home.